भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान् सहगणा ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतुसे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकाकांत राधाकांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. My sincere gratitude to His Grace Krishna Namananda Prabhu and the devotees of ISKCON of Central New Jersey for giving me this opportunity on this very auspicious tithi of Srila Namacharya Haridas Thakur's Tirobhav to speak few words in glorification of Srila Haridas Thakur Mahashay. Yesterday also was the appearance day of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the seventh Goswami. So I would like to speak a little bit about both of them. I would like to combine both of them today. But let's begin by reading one verse from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. I hope everyone can see the screen. My dear friends, this is Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Ante Leela, chapter 11, entitled The Passing Away of Srila Haridas Thakur. And this is verse number 1. This is a very beautiful pranam mantra that Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has composed for Srila Haridas Thakur. Srila Kaviraj Goswami writes, Namami Haridasam tam chaitanyam tam chatat prabhum samsthitam apiyan murtim skwande kritva nanartayaha. Namami Haridasam tam chaitanyam tam chatat prabhum samsthitam apiyan murtim swanke kritva nanartayaha. Namami Haridasam tam chaitanyam tam chatat prabhum samsthitam apiyan murtim swanke kritva nanartayaha. Synonyms: Namami, I offer my respectful obeisances. Haridasam, unto Srila Haridas Thakur. Tam, him. Chaitanyam, unto Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Tam, him. Cha, also. Tat, Prabhum, his master. Samsthitam, dead. Api, certainly. Yat, whose. Murtim, bodily form, Swa Anke, on his lap, Kritva, keeping, Nanartha, danced, Yaha, he who. Translation by our beloved founder Acharya, Om Vishnupad, Paramhamsa Parivrajaka Ashtottar Shata Shri Srimad Abhay Charanaravindha Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Srila Haridas Thakur and his master Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who danced with the body of Srila Haridas Thakur on his lap. Let's read a few more verses, dear devotees. This is very nectarian. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Dayamaya Jaya Dvaita Priya Nityananda Priya Jaya. All glories to Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is very merciful and who is very dear to Shri Advaita Acharya and Shri Nityananda Prabhu. Jaya Srinivasarishwar Haridasanath Jaya Gadadhara Priya Swarup Prananath. All glories to the master of Srinivas Thakur. Srinivas Thakur means Srivas Thakur. All glory is to the master of Haridas Thakur. Aha. Haridasanath. All glories to the dear master of Gadadhar Pandit. All glories to the master of the life of Swarup Damodar, Swarup Prananath. Jaya Kashi Priya Jagadananda Praneshwar Jaya Rupa Sanatana Raghunatheshwar. All glories to Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is very dear to Kashi Mishra. Kashi Mishra is the devotee in whose house Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed for practically 18 years. That was the Gambhira. It was the house of Kashi Mishra, who is an incarnation of Kubja. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Lord of the life of Jagadananda Pandit, who is Satyabhama, and the Lord of Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, and Raghunath Das Goswami. Rupa Manjari, Lavanga Manjari, Rati Manjari. Jaya Gaura Deha Krishna Swayam Bhagavan Kripa Kari Deha Prabhu Nija Padadan. What a beautiful prayer. Jaya Gaura Deha Krishna Swayam Bhagavan Kripa Kari Deha Prabhu Nija Padadan. All glories to the transcendental form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Gaura Deha is the transcendental form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And who is he? He is Krishna Swayam Bhagavan. He is Krishna himself, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Kripa Kari Deha Prabhu. My dear Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, kindly give me, Kripa Kari Deha Prabhu, Nija Padadan. Shelter at your lotus feet by your causeless mercy, Kripa. Such beautiful. This will continue, Prabhu. We can go on all day. Kaviraj Goswami has written 11,000 such beautiful verses in Sanskrit and Bengali. I personally love to read and sing these verses. Jaya 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 Thakur Haridas Namera Mahima Tumi Karila Prakash. This is the another pranam mantra for Srila Haridas Thakur. Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate. Yesterday was the appearance day of Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur Mahashaya, the 7th Goswami. And his pranam mantra is Namo Bhakti Vinodaya. All glories to Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. My obeisances to Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur Mahashaya. Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine. And his name is Satchidananda. His full name is Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Satchidananda Namine. Gaura Shakti Swarupaya. You are the personification of Gaura Shakti. Gaura Shakti. You are the personification of Gaura Shakti. Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate. What is the meaning of this? Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur in Goloka Vrindavan is Kamala Manjari. And Kamala Manjari is the most intimate confidential servant of Rupa Manjari. Therefore, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur is described as Rupanuga Varayate. Varayate means the topmost among the followers of Rupa Goswami. Because Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur is the topmost among the followers of Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Rupa Manjari. And he is the personification of Gaura Shakti. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur was able to do in Navadvip I repeat, please listen carefully. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur Mahashaya was able to do in Sri Navadvip Dham alone what the 6 Goswamis did in Vrindavan Dham. Hare Krishna. What Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath, Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Das Raghunath, Eche Gosai Jabe Braje Koilovas, Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Karila Prakash. When these 6 Goswamis, they lived in Vrindavan, they manifested the Nitya Leela of Radha and Krishna. What service to mankind the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan did in Vrindavan. Krishna Prema, Krishna Bhakti, Seva Pravartan, Lupta Tirtha Uddhara or Vairagya Shikshan. Krishna Prema, they taught us what is Krishna Prema. Krishna Bhakti, through their books, they described systematically what is Krishna Bhakti. Krishna Prema, Krishna Bhakti, Seva Pravartan, by establishing beautiful temples. Shri Radha Madan Mohan, Shri Radha Govinda Dev, Radha Raman, Radha Gopinath, and others. By establishing these beautiful temples, they taught us how to serve the deities. Seva Pravartan. How to perform Shri Vigraha Seva. Lupta Tirtha Uddhar. And they excavated lost holy places in Vrindavan. Lupta Tirtha Uddhara are Vairagya Shikshan. And they taught us by their personal example how a person in the renounced order of life is supposed to live. Mahaprabhu Bhaktagana Vairagya Pradhan. We are all supposed to have Vairagya. We are all supposed to be renounced, even though we may be Grahastha or whatever, Vanaprastha or Brahmachari or Sannyasi. We are supposed to have Vairagya. Vairagya from sense gratification. Vairagya from this materialistic world. Attachment to Krishna and Krishna's devotees. Attachment to Bhakti. This is called Vairagya. Vairagya Shikshan. This, the 6 Goswamis by their personal example taught us. Tyaktva turnam ashesha mandalapati shrenim sada tuchhavat bhutva dina ganesha kau karunaya kaupina kantha shritau gopi bhavara samrita abhilahari kallola magnau muhur vande rupa sanatanau raghuyugau Shri Jiva Gopalakau. They gave up everything. The 6 Goswamis. You can come if you want. The 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, they did all these things. They gave up everything. Tyaktva Turnam Ashesha Mandalapati Shrenim Sadatuchat. Even though they were Mandalapatis, they came from very rich aristocratic family. Rupa and Sanatan Goswami, prime ministers, home ministers. Raghunath Das Goswami, son of Govardhan Majumdar, nephew of Hiranya Majumdar, all Mandalapati. They were princely kings. Tyaktva, but they gave up everything. Tuchhavat, as if it was insignificant. This wealth was insignificant. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundari. They taught by their personal example. The 6 Goswamis. Vairagya Shikshan. Lupta Tirtha Uddhar. Krishna Prem, Krishna Bhakti, Seva Pravartana. All these things that the 6 Goswamis did in Shri Vrindavan Dham, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur Mahashaya did that same thing alone in Shri Navadvip Dham. Think about it. Who found Yogapeeth? With the help of Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. What is the pranam mantra for Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, the Shiksha Guru of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur Mahashaya? Gaura Avirbhava Bhumestvam Nirdeshta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarva Bhauma Shri Jagannathayate Namaha. Gaura Virbhava Bhumestvam. Gaura Avirbhava Bhumi. He showed the place on this earth where Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu advented, the Yogapeeth. Gaura Virbhava Bhumestvam Nirdeshta. He showed Sajjana Priya. He was dear to all devotees. Vaishnava Sarva Bhauma Shri. Very dear to all the Vaishnavas. The greatest, the commander-in-chief of all the Vaishnavas of that time. Jagannathaya. Shri Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. Gauravirbhava Bhumestvam Nirdeshta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarva Bhauma Shri Jagannathaya Te Namaha. All glories, my obeisances to Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. So, with the help of Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur Mahashaya confirmed the birthplace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which was Kalena Lupta, which had disappeared with the influence of time. No one knew exactly where Mahaprabhu appeared. Think about it. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur built the Yogapeeth Mandir there, personally begging door to door for 1 rupee from all respectable people. He built. He envisioned TOVP, Adbhut Mandir, that Srila Prabhupada and Srila Prabhupada's followers are now building in Sri Mayapur Dham under the expert guidance of Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, Sri Ambarish Prabhu, Srila Jananivas Prabhu, Pankajchandri Prabhu, and all the exalted devotees. They are doing this Adbhut temple, TOVP. It was envisioned by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He wrote so many books. Lost holy places he excavated. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is therefore called the seventh Mahajan, seventh Goswami, because he did what the six Goswamis did in Vrindavan. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur did that in Navadvip Dham. So yesterday was his appearance day, and Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur's Thiravatithi is today, my dear friends. So let us jump into the lives of these two great Vaishnava Acharyas. Hare Krishna. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur Mahashaya was a district magistrate in British India. And he was posted at one point in Orissa. And there was one person by the name Bisaki Sen. He was a mystic yogi. He had performed tapasya, and by the power of the tapasya, he had attained great yogic powers. He had prapti siddhi. He could put his hand out like this, and thousands of rupees would fall from his hand. He could manifest gold coin. He could manifest medicines. He could manifest ashes and so many other things to impress people. And common people, they get very much influenced by such display of mystic power. Na yoga siddhir na mamastu moksho vaikuntha loke pina parshadatvam prema pinasya diti chettaramtu mamastu vrindavana eva vasaha. But our acharyas, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and others, they're teaching us, we don't want these siddhis. Na yoga siddhir. We just want pure Krishna prema, and we want Vrajvas. We want Dhamvas in the association of devotees. We just want to serve Krishna. Some siddhir haritoshanam. But people in general are very impressed by this. So they started considering Bisaki Sen to be God. And Bisaki Sen started declaring himself to be God. One day he declared that on the forthcoming full moon night, I will perform my Ras Leela because I am Krishna. And all of you send your daughters and wives to me. And anyone who tries to stop my Ras Leela will die. And he had mystic power. He could produce diseases in people if he wanted. He was also tantric. He would perform black magic. So very dangerous situation. So many ladies, they were impressed by his glamour, and he had thousands of followers, and they went for his so-called sense gratification, Leela. And their husbands, their fathers objected. No, you cannot go. You cannot go. You come from respectable families. You cannot go. But many of them went, and many of them were coerced into going. So these husbands and fathers, they complained to the British government that there is this person in the forest, living in the forest in his ashram called Bisaki Sen, and he calls himself Kisan. He calls himself Krishna. And he's having Ras Leela with our daughters and wives and his sisters, and he's polluting them. And many of them became pregnant. So there were many complaints lodged to the British government against Bisaki Sen by concerned villagers. So the British government, they appointed the local district manager to investigate. And who was the local district manager? To our Bhaktivinoda Thakur Mahashaya. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he took some police officers with him, because being a district magistrate, he had police working under him. Very powerful position. So he took police officers with him. The British police officers sat on a bullock cart and went deep into the forest where Bisaki Sen lived. And of course, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, wherever he would go, he would carry two paraphernalia, two things always. He would never go without these two things. One is his Tulasi Japamala, and second, Srimad Bhagavatam. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur had strong faith in Harinam and in Srimad Bhagavatam. So he went there. As soon as he reached the ashram of Bisaki Sen with his mystic powers, he could understand exactly what had happened. He said, "Oh, you have come. Babu, come. I know your name is Bhaktivinoda Thakur. I know you are from Bengal. I know you are a devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I am Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I know you are a district magistrate. I know the British government has sent you. I know everything. Come sit down. And he told his servants, please arrange a nice feast for Babu. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he has come. Please let us welcome him. Let us treat him with all hospitality. He is my man. He will never work against me. He will never support the British government. In fact, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, very soon I am going to manifest my four-armed Vishnu form and I am going to kill all the Britishers and I am going to liberate India from British Raj. Very soon. Just wait. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, my dear Bisakhi Sen, whatever you said about me is true. I am Bengali. My name is Bhaktivinoda Thakur. I am a devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I work for the British government. I am a district magistrate. Yes, they have sent me to arrest you. But one thing you said is not right. Bisakhi Sen did not like this. In front of his followers, he said, what is it that I said you say is not correct? Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, you just said that you are Krishna. That is not true. Krishna is living very close by in Jagannath Puri, in the form of Daru Brahman, in the form of Jagannath. He is Krishna. You are not Krishna. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, you are calling that piece of log, that piece of wood to be God? No, that piece of wood cannot even move. That piece of wood cannot speak. That piece of wood cannot produce gold like I do. That piece of wood is just a piece of wood. He is not Jagannath. He is not God. I am Jagannath. I am Krishna. He started bragging like this. Bisakhi Sen. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur would not listen to this nonsense. He said, you are a cheater. Tell me in which Shastra your name is mentioned. Your birth is mentioned. Your activities are mentioned. Rascal, you are an ordinary human being with some temporary mystic powers which are very easy to acquire, and we devotees don't care for these siddhis. You are also subject to janma, mrityu, jara, vyadhi, birth, old age, disease and death. You cannot even save yourself from death, and you claim to be a guru, you claim to be Krishna. Guru na satsya, swajana na satsya, pita na satsya, janani na satsya. Deva na satsya, na pati na satsya, na mochayatyo, samupeta mrityum. Haven't you read in Srimad Bhagavatam? One should not become a guru, one should not become a devata unless one can liberate those who are under one's care from the repeated cycle of birth and death. Rascal, you are yourself a conditioned soul. You don't have control over your senses. You don't have control over your genitals. You don't have control over your tongue. And you claim to be Krishna, you claim to be God. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur chastised him. And he ordered the police officers, arrest him. Bisakhi Sen challenged Bhaktivinoda Thakur. If any of you touch me, I promise you, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, you will get a fever, you will die. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur told the officers, it's all right if I die. It's all right if I get fever and I become sick, no problem. But arrest this rascal because he is a cheat. He is criticizing Krishna and he's fooling the people by claiming falsely that he is God. Avatar of Krishna has to be mentioned in the Shastra. His birth, his activities have to be mentioned, have to be predicted in the Shastras. Otherwise, we don't accept. He is not an incarnation. He's a bogus fellow. Arrest him. And inspired by the bold speech of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the officers went and they arrested Bisakhi Sen. And Bisakhi Sen said to his followers, don't be afraid that I am getting arrested. This is my Leela. I want to be arrested. I want to be arrested because I want to kill Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And I want to kill the British officers who are arresting me from the jail. This is my Leela. Krishna also was born in jail. I am also going to jail. This is all my Leela, dear followers. Please don't lose faith. I will be back very soon. Bisakhi Sen was arrested. He was put on the bullock cart. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur also got on the bullock cart and they went back to the jail. They went to the jail. Throughout the journey, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was chanting and he was reading Srimad Bhagavatam and Bisakhi Sen was taunting at him. Babu, what are you reading? This Bhagavatam will not help you when I curse you. This Bhagavatam will not help you when you die. This holy name will not help you when you die. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur looked at Bisakhi Sen and told him, Nama binu kali kale nahi ar dharma, sarva mantra sara nama e shastra marma. My dear Bisakhi Sen, in Kali Yuga, there is no other dharma than chanting the holy name. Kali kale nama binu nahi anya dharma. Sarvam mantra saranama shastra marma. The heart of all the mantras is Nam. You see, take any mantra. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Take any mantra. The essence of that mantra is Nam. Sarva mantra sar Nam. Shastra marma. All the scriptures are declaring, please don't criticize the holy name. Harinam is Chintamani. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said. Bisaki Sen laughed. He was put into the prison. And as soon as he was put in the prison, he declared, tomorrow morning Bhaktivinoda Thakur will die. That night, in fact, Bhaktivinoda Thakur all of a sudden got a very high fever. He was feeling weak. He could not breathe. His chest was hurting. He was trembling. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's good wife, Srimati Bhagwati Devi, she advised her husband, please, my dear Pati, I cannot see you sick like this. Release that Bisaki Sen. Let him do what he wants. Please, I cannot see you undergoing so much suffering, and I certainly cannot live without you. Please give me the blessing that I die Saubhagyavati. I don't want to live beyond your death. I want to die before you. Like a chaste wife, I want to die before you. Please, please, please. Don't let this Bisaki Sen go. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, it's all right if I die. No problem. But this atheist, this Pashandi must be punished. I will fight till my last breath on behalf of Krishna to punish this fellow who openly criticized Jagannath. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is district magistrate of Puri. He has firm faith in Jagannath. Jai Gaura, say Krishna, say Jagannath. He said, I will fight. See, a devotee is not scared. This path of Krishna consciousness is not for the weak-hearted, my dear friends. This is for the lion-hearted. A devotee, speech is very soft, but heart is very strong, especially when fighting for Krishna. Softer than a rose, harder than a thunderbolt. Vajradapi kathoram, kusumadapi komalam. That's a devotee. Softer than a rose and harder than Vajra, harder than thunderbolt. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, it's okay if I die, but I will fight. I will expose him. This nonsense cannot go on in Jagannath Puri. Next day in court, Bisaki Sen was standing trial. And he said that I am God. And I will destroy all these British officers who are trying to arrest me, including Bhaktivinoda Thakur. In fact, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, right now go home and you will see that your daughter is about to die. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur immediately went home with his servants. And what did he find? Not only was he sick, but now his daughter also had fallen sick. She had very high fever and it was almost as if she was going to die. Again, Bhagwati Devi was crying, please, Thakur Mahashaya, do something. Our whole family will die. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, it's all right, we will all die. But we will not submit to this Pashandi, to this atheist. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave all evidence, called witnesses, and proved in the court, with the help of the British officers, that this Bisaki Sen was a rogue. He had performed so many illicit activities. And then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, not fearing for his life, not caring even for his family, Manasa Deha Geha Jo Kichu Mor Arpilu Tua Pade Nanda Kishore. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur can write this bhajan because he actually practiced it. Manasa Deha Geha Jo Kichu Mor Arpilu Tua Pade Nanda Kishore. He actually offered everything, his mind, his body, his house, his family, his wealth, everything at the lotus feet of Krishna. This is called Sharanagati. Shadanga Sharanagati hoibe jahara tahara prarthana shune Shri Nanda Kumara. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes in his Sharanagati Geet that one who has the 6 limbs of Sharanagati, one who follows the 6 limbs of Sharanagati. I hope all of you know what are the 6 limbs of Sharanagati. If you don't, please keep it at the end of the class. If someone doesn't know, I can share. But Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, Shadanga Sharanagati hoibe jahara. One who follows the 6 limbs of Sharanagati, tahara prarthana shune Shri Nanda Kumara. Only that person's prayers, Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, will listen. Many times we feel we are praying, but why Krishna is not listening? Why Krishna is not reciprocating? It is because we don't have Sharanagati. We don't have Sharanagati. We are not surrendered to Krishna. Therefore, otherwise, Shadanga Sharanagati Hoibe Jahar Tahara Prarthana Shune Shri Nanda Kumar. Guaranteed, Krishna will listen to our prayers. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur prayed, my dear Krishna, this Bisaki Sen is trying to cheat this whole world. He claims to be you, whereas he is just a conditioned soul. It's okay if I die, but please give me the strength and give my family the strength to fight this vicious rogue so that we can thoroughly expose him. To protect your honor, my Lord, my dear Krishna. As soon as Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur prayed like this and embraced the Bhagavatam, his fever went away. His daughter's fever went away. They were completely cured. And with renewed enthusiasm, the trial went on, my dear friends. For 18 days, the trial went on. And for 18 days, Bisaki Sen stood the stand in his defense. And for 18 days, he did not eat a single morsel of food. And Bisaki Sen did not drink a single drop of water for 18 days. But his strength was unaffected. He was as powerful, as enthusiastic as ever. He even created a fire in Jagannath Puri. He said, just go and see that school nearby is on fire. And in fact, there was a fire. And the fire department had to run and put a lot of water and sand to douse the fire. Bisaki Sen had all these mystic powers, and people were telling him, there was a big protest outside the court that release him, he's innocent, he's God. Why are you torturing a saint like Bisaki Sen? Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur did not give in, did not budge to all this pressure. And on the 18th day, after reviewing all the evidence, the supreme judge of that court, he ordered Bisaki Sen to life in prison. Life in prison without parole. He has no possibility of ever being released from the jail. And as he was being taken away, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur told the British officer, his siddhi, because Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur knew where these yogis preserve their siddhi. He said, his siddhi is in his long jata, in his hair. Take a pair of scissors and just chop off his hair. So as Bisaki Sen was arrested and he was taken to jail, British officers, they pinned him down, and this British officer came and with a scissor chopped off his hair, and Bisaki Sen was vigorously, violently protesting. But right in the court, his hair was cut off, and in the hair was all his siddhi. As soon as Bisaki Sen's hair was cut off, he became an ordinary fellow. No longer could he perform any black magic. No longer could he pronounce any curses. And he fell down, and all that starving of 18 days now took effect. All that dehydration, weakness immediately took effect, and Bisaki Sen became very, very weak. He could not even walk. He had to be carried to the jail. And then in the jail, he got a rope, tied it to the ceiling, hung himself, and committed suicide in jail. Bisaki Sen. It's a very well-known true story. It is documented in the British archives. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was hailed as a hero who saved so many villages and so many innocent Indians from this nuisance of Bisaki Sen. When Bisaki Sen for 18 days was in jail, every day Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur would go to him. In the bullock cart also, from his ashram to Jagannath Puri, Bhaktivinoda Thakur was preaching to him, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, chanting the holy name. When he was in jail, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur would visit every day, and he would chant there for Bisaki Sen. He would preach to Bisaki Sen. You accept your nonsense, you accept your crimes, and I will forgive you. I will drop all charges against you, and you can go free. You just surrender to the lotus feet of Krishna and don't claim to be Krishna. Declare to the whole world that you are a servant of the servant of Krishna. I will let you go. Bisaki Sen refused. And then ultimately he was exposed, he was punished, and he died an untimely death. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was victorious, and the glory of Krishna Bhakti spread far and wide because of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Now, my dear friends, let us go from Jagannath Puri to a small village in West Bengal. The name of this village is called Benapole. Benapole is a village where Srila Haridas Thakur was performing his bhajan. There was a cave outside the village in the forest. Srila Haridas Thakur would sit there 24 hours a day chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. He grew a very beautiful Tulsi plant. Srila Haridas Thakur would water the Tulsi plant, bow down to the Tulsi plant, circumambulate Tulsi Devi, and chant his Harinam. 24 hours a day he would chant. It is described that he would chant more than 192 rounds. 64 rounds, Srila Haridas Thakur would chant Vachik loudly in the daytime, so everybody could hear. Animals, birds, trees, plants, insects, people who came to visit him. Loudly, slowly he would chant 64 rounds. It would take him long time, 10 hours to chant 64 rounds. Then he would chant Upamshu, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Just moving his tongue and his lips, Upamshu, without using his kantha, without using his throat. Just tongue and lips. He would chant 64 rounds Upamshu. They are soft. If someone were to sit next to him, they could hear, but not others, softly. And that is very fast. That you can easily chant in 6 hours. 5-6 hours, you can chant 64 rounds. And remaining 64 rounds, he would chant Manasik, especially at night when there was no one, there was peace. He would chant Manasik in his mind 64 rounds. That goes even faster. In this way, my dear friends, Srila Haridas Thakur would chant. But he would not chant for 24 hours, his 192 rounds. He would chant, finish his rounds in around, some devotees say 15 to 18, sometimes 20 hours. And remaining time, he would preach. Anybody who came to him, he would speak on the glories of the holy name. He would speak on Krishna Tattva and he would preach to them. And thousands of people were getting converted to Vaishnavism in Benapole. And every day there would be a line of people. When Haridas Thakur would give darshan, line of people to come and take his blessings and darshan. He was hailed as a very great saint in Benapole. One of the 6 diseases in the heart is Matsarya, envy. And the local landlord of Benapole, his name was Ramchandra Khan, he became very envious of Srila Haridas Thakur. Everyone is supposed to offer their respects to me. Everyone is supposed to line up in front of my house to beg me for alms. But lo and behold, all the villagers, they throng that cave where Haridas Thakur is doing his bhajan. What is it about Haridas Thakur? I must find out. So he found out. Ramchandra Khan found out that Haridas Thakur was a very simple Vaishnava. All day he would chant. And when people would come, he would preach to them about the glories of the Harinam. Please remember, my dear friend, Srila Haridas Thakur was 35 years elder to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in this world in 1486. And 35 years elder to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Srila Haridas Thakur. He appeared in the year 1450. He was 35 years elder to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this pastime in Benapole that we're discussing happened before the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which means Srila Haridas Thakur was in his 20s. Hare Krishna. Mahaprabhu has not advented yet. Haridas Thakur is in his 20s. He is young and handsome. And he's already being hailed as a saint. Even though he was born in a Muslim family, all the Hindus were glorifying him as a Siddha Purush, a perfected Bhakta. And Ramchandra Khan decided to destroy Haridas Thakur. So he decided that the only way to destroy Haridas Thakur was to tempt him into a spiritual fall down. If Haridas Thakur has a spiritual fall down, everyone will lose faith in him. So he called a meeting of all the prostitutes in Benapole and around that area. And he told them, who amongst you is beautiful enough and capable enough of luring this 25-year-old young, handsome boy into breaking the regulative principles? If you can do that, I will give you a lot of gold. So there were many prostitutes. One of them was Lakshahira. She was the youngest of all the prostitutes and the most beautiful. And she was very proud of her beauty. Just like Ramchandra Khan was proud of his wealth and fame and influence, this Lakshahira prostitute was very proud of her beauty, her youth, and her abilities. She spoke in that meeting very proudly. Ramchandra Khan, who was the landlord, was like a king of that province, don't even consider other applicants. Give me your gold, give me the bakshis, give me the reward, for I am going to cause Haridas Thakur to fall down. He will not be able to resist the temptations that I offer him. Please consider the job done. Consider Haridas Thakur fallen. Ramchandra Khan said, listen, Lakshahira, you don't know this Thakur Mahashay. He is very powerful. He is Nam Japak, Nam Nishta Sadhu. He has great faith in the holy name, and constantly he is chanting. The holy name is dancing on his tongue. It is not going to be so easy to make him fall down. Ramchandra Khan, you know the power of Haridas Thakur, but you don't know my power. You don't know the power of my charm. Give me one night and I will make him fall down. So, out in the bushes near the cave of Haridas Thakur, Ramchandra Khan's spies, his soldiers, his servants were hiding, waiting for the opportunity when Lakshahira will be able to tempt Haridas Thakur, and Haridas Thakur will fall down. At that time, they will catch him red-handed and arrest him. You are pretending to be a Vaishnava sadhu, but you are Vaishyagami. You are associating with a prostitute. You are immediately arrested. And he would have been exposed in front of the whole village. That was a sinister plan. And in return for this, Lakshahira, the prostitute, was going to get lots of gold coins. Ramchandra Khan said, you will be able to give up your profession. No longer you will have to work as a prostitute. I will give you so much wealth that you will be able to live practically like a queen in your own palace. I will give you so much wealth. This is how envious Ramchandra Khan was. That night, Lakshahira went to the cave of Haridas Thakur. Outside the cave was a tulsi plant. Lakshahira went and she, out of etiquette, because she knew the etiquette, she bowed down to Tulsi. Lakshahira did not know, my dear friends, but when she bowed down to Tulsi Maharani, two things happened. First of all, she got Agyat Sukrati for offering obeisances to Tulsi Maharani. And what happened? Second, because Srila Haridas Thakur would circumambulate Tulsi Maharani every day, many times, his dust from the lotus feet, the dust from the lotus feet of Haridas Thakur was all around Tulsi Maharani. And reflexively, out of etiquette, out of custom, when Lakshahira bowed down to Tulsi, the dust from the ground stuck to her forehead. And this was the dust from the lotus feet of Haridas Thakur. Bhakta pada dhuliyara bhakta pada jal bhakta bhakta avasheshaitina mahabal. Srila Kaviraj Goswami declares in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhakta pada dhuli, the dust from the lotus feet of a devotee. Bhakta pada jal, the water that has washed the lotus feet of a pure devotee. Bhakta bhukta avashesha, and the remnants from the plate of a pure devotee. Tina Mahabal, these three things are very, very powerful substances to invoke Krishna Bhakti in one's heart. Bhakta pada dhuliyara, bhakta pada jal, bhakta bhukta abhashesha, tina Mahabal. So bhakta pada dhuli got stuck to the forehead of Lakshahira. And she went to the cave where Haridas Thakur was chanting. And she had put many fragrant oils on her body. Fragrance was everywhere. It was a dark night. Nobody was watching. It was a perfect arrangement for a materialistic person to enjoy. But Srila Haridas Thakur was Param Dristvani Vartate. He had a higher taste. And therefore Vishaya could not, the objects of senses could not tempt him. Vishaya chadiya kabe shuddha bemana tabe amaheribo Shri Vrindavana. We have the qualification of entering Shri Vrindavan Dham only when our heart is purified. Therefore, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Mahaprabhu has taught us to pray like that. Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Krishna, please purify me. Na dhanam na janam na sundari. I don't want these things. Very important. This regulative principle, sense control, brahmacharya is very important for everyone. Men, women, grihasthas, renounced, everyone. This brahmacharya is very, very essential to the practice of Krishna consciousness. So Lakshahira was tempting Haridas Thakur and she spoke to him. Hey Mahashay, hey Thakur Mahashay. The night is very dark. There is no one here. A cool breeze is blowing. It's just you and me. You are young. I am young. Destiny has ordained our union tonight. Please accept me. Haridas Thakur opened his eyes and he said, please have a seat. Welcome to my ashram. You have come to my ashram. Please sit down. He gave all hospitality. I have taken a vow of chanting 200 rounds every day for this month. I think it was the month of Kartik. And Srila Haridas Thakur had increased his Naam Bhajan. From 192, he had gone to 200 or something. So I have taken a vow to chant some extra rounds. Therefore, I have not finished my rounds. So please have a seat. Let me finish my Naam Bhajan. Then I will fulfill all your desires. You will fulfill my desires? I promise I will fulfill all your desires. Please have a seat. All right, all right. Lakshahira sat down. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haridas Thakur slowly and loudly. Normally at night he would chant Manasik. But now Lakshahira had come, audience had come. Srila Haridas Thakur, out of his great mercy, started chanting loudly. Just like Bhaktivinoda Thakur was chanting for Baisakhi Sale. Haridas Thakur also was chanting for Lakshahira. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Lakshahira was sitting there getting bored, yawning. When will he finish his Nam Bhajan? And when I can make him fall down, tempt him? And when can I get all those golds and diamonds and rubies and I become so rich? She was dreaming like that. But Haridas Thakur's Kirtaniya Sadahari, his Nam Bhajan never stopped, never ended. There is no end to the Sankhya. He kept chanting, kept chanting, kept chanting. Finally, from the eastern direction, the sun was rising. Lakshahira said, Thakur Mahashaya, the sun is rising. You are still chanting. When will you finish? You had promised me. Oh, I'm so sorry, Lakshahira. I got carried away in chanting. I'm so sorry. Please come tomorrow night. I promise you, all your desires will be fulfilled. Promise, promise. Now, people started getting up and they were going to Ganga for their morning bath early in the morning. So they started, sun had risen, people had woken up, not a good time. So Lakshahira got up. She said, okay, I will come tonight. And she left. She went straight to the house of Ramchandra Khan. Ramchandra Khan said, have you been successful? Give me the news. Lakshahira said, give me one more night. Things didn't work out as planned, but tomorrow night, surely Haridas Thakur will fall. Next night, Lakshahira went again. She had put even more fragrant perfumes. She had dressed herself even more beautifully. And she went. She saw the Tulsi plant outside. Again, reflexly, out of custom, out of tradition, out of etiquette, she bowed down to Tulsi Maharani. Bhakta Padadhuli. And the dust from the lotus feet of Haridas Thakur over there got stuck to her head. Again she went. She said, Haridas Thakur, I have come. Yes. Very soon I will finish my Sankhya. Very soon I will finish my chanting. Please have a seat. Please have a seat. Promise, tonight all your desires will be fulfilled. Lakshahira sat down patiently. Haridas Thakur continued his chanting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now what was happening? Shravanam was happening. The Shuddha Nam that Haridas Thakur was chanting was entering the ears of Lakshahira. And now she was purified because of offering obeisances to Tulsi Maharani and by having the dust of Haridas Thakur's lotus feet on her forehead. The Sukriti had come. And because of the Sukriti, now the Harinam could enter from her karna, from her ears into her heart. Holy name entered into the heart. And what does Srila Rupa Goswami say? When I hear these two syllables, Krishna, I desire millions of years. And when this Krishna Nam dances in the prangan, in the courtyard of my heart, all my senses become stunned. And when I start chanting, I desire millions of tongues. Now that was, Kirtanam was not happening, but on the second night, Shravanam happened, my dear friends. Shravanam happened. She was attentively hearing the melodious chanting of Thakur Mahashaya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haridas Thakur was chanting loudly, melodiously and slowly. So Lakshahira could hear. So on the second night, Shravanam happened. On the first night, Tadvidhi Pranipatena happened. She unknowingly offered obeisances to Haridas Thakur Tulsi and took the dust from Haridas Thakur's lotus feet on her head, unknowingly, Agyat Sukrati. On the second night, Shravanam happened. She got absorbed in hearing. On the second night, neither did Haridas Thakur come to know when the night ended, nor did Lakshahira. Even Lakshahira was absorbed in hearing Shravanam, Harinam. She did not realize when on the eastern direction the sun rose. Haridas Thakur said, my dear Lakshahira, the sun has risen. Oh, sorry. We got carried away in chanting. Please come back tonight. I promise all your desires will be fulfilled. Tomorrow, certainly I will fulfill your desires. Please give me one chance. Lakshahira said, no worries. I will come tomorrow. She went straight to the house of Ramchandra Khan. Ramchandra Khan, promise. One more chance. One more chance. Now, tomorrow night, you can depute all your soldiers around the bushes, around the cave of Haridas Thakur, and everyone can witness the fall of Haridas Thakur. Promise. Just give me one more chance. That night, again, Lakshahira, she put even more fragrant perfumes, intoxicating perfumes. She wore even more beautiful clothes, did more beautiful, what do you call it, decoration, shringar of her own body, makeup. And she went to the cave of Haridas Thakur. Again, reflexly, she offered obeisances to Tulsi. Bhakta Padadhuli got stuck to her head. Haridas Thakur was already chanting. On the third night, Lakshahira did not feel like interrupting the chanting. She did not feel like announcing her presence to Haridas. She just quietly went and sat down. She knew the routine. Thakur Mahashay's eyes were closed and he was chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haridas Thakur was chanting and Lakshahira, with a smile on her face, she was listening to the chanting of Harinam. And within a few minutes, unknowingly, Lakshahira found herself chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra along with Thakur Mahashaya. Thakur Mahashaya was chanting inside the cave. Outside the cave, Lakshahira was sitting. She was hearing now. Second night she heard. But third night, the effect of Shravanam was Kirtanam. Unknowingly, even she started murmuring the Hare Krishna Mahamantra with Thakur Mahashaya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. All night she was chanting with Haridas Thakur. And the sun rose. In the morning, the sun rose. Haridas Thakur opened his eyes and he said, Oh, Lakshahira, you have come. You did not announce yourself last night. I did not even realize that you came. I thought you forgot to come. Lakshahira said, No, Thakur Mahashaya, I came. I was listening to your Harinam and I was chanting. And by morning, by chanting, such Cheto Darpana Marjanam happened. Such purification happened in the heart of Lakshahira that just by chanting for one night with Thakur Mahashaya, third night, her heart was completely purified. Completely purified. Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya. Bhagavata sevaya means service to Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavat sevaya also means service to a Mahabhagavat. Nityam Bhagavata sevaya. For 3 days, Lakshahira did Nityam Bhagavata sevaya. She offered obeisances to Tulsi, but Haridas Thakur was sitting behind Tulsi in the cave. So indirectly she offered obeisances to Haridas Thakur also. She took the dust from Haridas Thakur's feet on her head for 3 nights. She heard attentively Haridas Thakur chanting. On the third night, she was hearing and she was chanting. Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya. She became completely purified and she was overcome with guilt. Haridas Thakur is such a gentleman. He's such a pure soul, such a sadhu. And I tried to destroy his reputation. I tried to destroy his life. I tried to get him into trouble. I tried to get him arrested. I used God-given beauty for such a low, atrocious purpose. This is most disgusting. She was overcome with guilt and grief. And as Haridas Thakur was speaking to her, Lakshahira got up and offered full Dandavat Pranam at the lotus feet of Haridas Thakur and started crying uncontrollably. She was wailing and crying. The whole ground became wet with her tears. This beautiful 20-year-old girl, Lakshahira, was crying at the lotus feet of Haridas Thakur. And she confessed. She said, Thakur Mahashaya, I must tell you, I did not come here out of my own accord. I was paid by Ramchandra Khan to come here because he envies you and he wants to destroy your reputation. He wants to destroy you. He wants to arrest you and beat you and kill you. And I was his willing agent. I was the agent of Ramchandra Khan. 3 nights I tried to tempt you, but Mahashaya, I have understood that you're a pure devotee. You cannot be tempted and you should not be tempted. You should be served. I offer my life at your lotus feet today. Guru Padashraya. I accept you as my Guru. I take shelter of your lotus feet. Please accept me as your first disciple. I know you don't accept disciples, but please accept me as your first disciple. I am being honest with you. I was sent by Ramchandra Khan. I had evil motives, but now I am purified. Now I just want to serve you. Please accept me as your menial maid servant. I will go to the river and fetch water for you every day. I will clean your cave. I will sweep and swap. I will do menial service for you. I will massage your feet. Please accept me, O Haridas Thakur Mahashaya, as your menial servant disciple. Srila Haridas Thakur smiled. He said, "My dear Lakshahira, do you think I did not know about your intentions? The first night when you came, before you came, some well-wishing villagers came to meet me and they warned me. They said, Lakshahira is coming. She's a very young, beautiful prostitute. She is being sent by the envious Ramchandra Khan. They forewarned me. They warned me that you are coming. And they requested me, Thakur Mahashay, before Lakshahira comes, just leave this place. Just leave this place. She's coming tonight. When I heard that you are coming, I had the option of leaving, but I decided to wait. And Lakshahira, I waited just for you because I wanted to deliver you. When I heard that you are a 20-year-old young, beautiful girl who is in the profession of a prostitute and you are working for an envious person like Ramchandra Khan, my heart was overwhelmed with compassion for you. And I wanted to do some service to you. And therefore, just to deliver you, just to liberate you from your sinful life, I stayed back. Otherwise, I was going to go that night. Just for you, I stayed. Chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra constantly. Kirtaniya Sadahari. Do not criticize anyone. Give up your sinful ways. Give up your hair, which is a sign of your beauty. Give up your expensive clothes. Donate your house and all the money that you have earned from this sinful profession to the Vaishnavas. Come back here with a shaved head, wear one simple white sari, and stay here in this ashram. And day and night, you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra at least 192 rounds, 3 lakh, 3 lakshanam, and you serve Tulsi Maharani. I accept you as my disciple. Lakshahira, from today, you will be known as the disciple of Haridas Thakur, and your name will be Haridasi. Your name will be Haridasi. You can take my beads. You can have my beads. I accept you as my disciple, but I will not stay here. A guru who accepts dakshina from the disciple goes in the dakshin direction, the south direction. Dakshin means south, south direction, the direction of Yamraj. It is a path of death. For a guru to accept service like this from the disciple is the path of dakshina, is the path of dakshin, Yamraj, path of death. I will not accept any service from you. I will go and I will move on. But you take this ashram. You serve Tulsi Maharani. You take my beads and you chant 3 lakh names every day. And Krishna will protect you. Avashya Rakshibe Krishna. Don't worry. Initiating her in this way, Haridas Thakur left immediately without looking back. Lakshahira went to the village, shaved up her hair, donated all her clothes, house, money, property, everything to the Vaishnavas. Came back to the ashram wearing just one cloth, white cloth as a sari. Offered obeisances to Tulsi Maharani, remembered her Guru Maharaj Srila Haridas Thakur in her heart, and for the rest of her life she stayed there at Benapole chanting 192 rounds every day. From 0 rounds in one day, she went from 0 rounds to 192 rounds, my dear friends. For us, it takes long time to go from 0 rounds to 16 rounds. Lakshahira went from 0 rounds to 192 rounds in one day. Why? What was the difference between Bisakhi Sen and Lakshahira? We are talking about Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Srila Haridas Thakur. Bisakhi Sen tried to kill Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Lakshahira tried to destroy Haridas Thakur. Lakshahira became Haridasi, a pure Vaishnavi, well known as a saintly lady, and everyone would come and surrender to her and take shiksha from her and accept her as a great sadhavi. Lakshahira, prostitute, became Haridasi, but Bisakhi Sen did not transform. What is the difference between Bisakhi Sen, who tried to harm Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and Lakshahira, who tried to harm Haridas Thakur? What is the difference between Bisakhi Sen and Lakshahira? The difference is Lakshahira surrendered. She realized her mistake, she surrendered. Bisakhi Sen knew his mistake. Bisakhi Sen knew he is not Krishna. Bisakhi Sen knew he is a cheater. But when Bhaktivinoda Thakur exposed him and spoke the truth to him, Bisakhi Sen did not admit the fact, did not accept the truth, did not surrender. Whereas Lakshahira had the humility to surrender. Bisakhi Sen also heard the chanting of Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Bisakisen also heard the Bhagavatam class of Bhakti Vinod Thakur, but did not surrender. Lakshahira heard the instructions of Haridas Thakur and heard the Shuddha Naam chanted by Haridas Thakur. And being a simple-hearted lady, even though she was a prostitute, she gave up her ways and she surrendered. And because she surrendered, her life became perfect. This is the conclusion, my dear friends. This is the lesson. Srila Prabhupada's books are available to everyone. Srila Prabhupada's lectures are available to everyone. Srila Prabhupada's mercy through his lectures, through his books, and through his disciples and grand disciples, through ISKCON Guru Varga, is available to everyone. Same books, same lectures, same instructions are available to all of us. Some make advancement, some do not. Why? It is a question of Sharanagati. It is a question of surrender. What is Sharanagati? Dainya Atma Nivedana Goptritve Barahana Pavasya Rakshibe Krishna Vishwasa Palana Bhakti Anukula Matra Karyera Svikara Bhakti Pratikula Bhava Varjanangikara. This is the Shadanga Sharanagati. These 6 things constitute Sharanagati. Dainya. We have to be humble. Humble that I am fool, ignorant. I am Lakshahira. Please save me. Not I am Bisakisen. I am Lakshahira. We have to be humble. I am lost. Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada has found me. We were lost in this world. Srila Prabhupada found us. He is our Acharya. Humility. Very important. Unless we have humility, we cannot make progress. Dainya. Atma Nivedana, and we have to offer everything to Krishna, Guru and Krishna. Atma Nivedana. Goptritve Varana, and we have to accept Krishna as our maintainer, Krishna as our protector. Avashya Rakshive Krishna, Vishwasa Palana, and we should have Vishwas, we should have Shraddha and faith that Krishna will protect me spiritually. Bhakti Anukula Matra Karyera Svikar. What is favorable for devotional service? What is favorable for devotional service? Anukul, we must accept. What is unfavorable? It may be drinking tea, coffee. It may be drinking Coca-Cola. It may be eating in the restaurant. It may be eating food that is not offered to Krishna. It may be watching something on the internet that is unfavorable for Krishna consciousness. It may be speaking something that is unfavorable for Krishna consciousness. It may be criticizing devotees. Whatever it is, if it is pratikul for bhakti, if it is unfavorable for bhakti, varjanamika. We have to give it up. Anukulyasa sankalpa, pratikulyasa varjanam. We have to give it up. These 6 things constitute Sharanagati. Humility, offering everything to Krishna in Krishna's service, accepting Krishna as our maintainer, having faith that Krishna will always protect his devotees, accepting things that are favorable for bhakti and rejecting things that are unfavorable for bhakti. If we have these 6 things, Shadanga Sharanagati hoibe jahara Tahara Prarthana Shune Shri Nanda Kumara. Then Nanda Kumar Krishna, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, will listen to our prayers. Otherwise, Krishna is not listening to our prayers, my dear friends. Therefore, unless we have Sharanagati to Guru and Gauranga, Sharanagati to Srila Prabhupada, we cannot make spiritual advancement. This is the secret. This is the message. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Srila Haridas Thakur are teaching us Sharanagati. So let us develop Sharanagati towards Srila Prabhupada, towards Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and make our lives perfect. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur Mahashaya ki jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Mahashaya ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. If there are any questions, maybe if there is time, it is 10:07. Krishna Namananda Prabhu had told me 1 hour. So I think we are already 7 minutes over time. So Prabhu, it's up to you. Hare Krishna. We can end or we can have 1 or 2
questions. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for giving us the taste for the holy name and Krishna Katha. It's wonderful. Vandavaniyam Rasakeli Vartam Kale Nilaptam Nijasekti Mutka Sanchara Rupe Vetano Sa Prabhu Vidau Prabgiva Loka Srishti. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is giving his glorification of Rupa Goswami, how Mahaprabhu invested all the mercy previously had invested to Lord Brahma in the heart, and he is giving to Rupa Goswami. You're wonderfully giving us the mercy of the Acharyas, Namacharya Gospel. Thank you. Any devotees, anyone has questions, please raise your hand or post it. The chat. And we have the Saranagati book. If anybody liked, please let us know. Saranagati book is there by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. All the songs are in that book.
Hare Krishna. So I think, Roji, there are no questions, so maybe we can end. Thank you.
Thank you. Devkinanda Prabhu, Madhukar Prabhu, want to say something?
There is a question by Uttama.
Uttam Radhika Mataji, you can please unmute.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, very beautiful class. When you just now said that we should follow all those 6 qualities and then, we may be able to advance. So I wanted to ask you that if we follow them religiously, is it possible to preach nicely? Because if we practice, then will it be better to preach nicely?
Yes, Mataji. All our acharyas, they demonstrate these 6 limbs of Sharanagati. And these 6 limbs of Sharanagati, they give us purity. And Srila Prabhupada said, purity is the force. To preach, we need some empowerment. And that empowerment will come when we have Sharanagati, when we are surrendered to Guru Gauranga. And therefore, the force in preaching, the purity, the power, the empowerment, it comes from Sharanagati. So if we have these, if we try to embody these 6 pillars of Sharanagati, 6 limbs of Sharanagati, then our preaching will be very effective. Yes, preaching will be very effective. Hare Krishna. I think there are some comments. Let me see if there is a question in the comment box. My question, Taruni Radha Mataji is asking question, is it bona fide to pray to Krishna to bestow his mercy on Mayavadis? Yes, Mataji, absolutely. We should pray for everyone because everyone is a servant of Krishna. Whether one is Mayavadi or Brahmavadi or devotee or atheist, Pashandi, everyone is a devotee of Krishna and everyone is dear to Krishna. Jivera Swarup hai Krishna Nityadas. Everyone is in Tattva a devotee of Krishna. They have just forgotten, they are covered over. So therefore, we should pray for everyone. Kuresh, the very exalted disciple of Shripad Ramanujacharya, he prayed for Kolatunga, the wicked king and minister, Chatugram and Kolatunga, who had made him blind with hot iron rods. They wanted to kill Shripad Ramanujacharya. But even for such fallen, sinful people, Kuresh prayed that let them get delivered, let them get Krishna Prem and go to Vaikuntha. The executioners who were beating Haridas Thakur in 22 marketplaces, Haridas Thakur was praying for their deliverance, for their Krishna Bhakti, for their advancement. And therefore, in that same mood, we should also pray. We should also pray. Srila Prabhupada prayed for Mrs. N. Srila Prabhupada prayed for Mrs. N. And when in Varanasi, to specifically talk about Mayavadis, in Varanasi, I will give you an example of 2 Mayavadis for whom devotees have prayed. Then it will be very clear. One Mayavadi is Prakashananda Saraswati. When Prakashananda Saraswati was criticizing Mahaprabhu, calling him a Bhavuk Sannyasi, just a sentimentalist, he was criticizing Mahaprabhu and Mahaprabhu's Nam Sankirtan movement. The 3 devotees who lived there, Tapan Mishra, Chandrasekhar, and the Maharashtrian Brahmin, the Deccan Brahmin, these 3 devotees prayed for Prakashananda Saraswati, that let Mahaprabhu deliver him. And that happened. Ramananda Rai and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya were friends. Ramananda Rai was a devotee and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was a Jnani. So they would always debate. And Ramananda Rai prayed for Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, let him get delivered. And then Ramananda Rai gave up his association and went to Madras. And went to the banks of Godavari actually to become the governor of Madras. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya remained a Gyani for many years, but when he got the association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he became purified and became converted into a Vaishnava. And then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya remembered, oh, this is all mercy of Ramananda Rai. And therefore, when Mahaprabhu was going on the South Indian Yatra, he told Mahaprabhu, please go to Kovur. Please go to the bank of Godavari. There is a person by the name Ramananda Rai. He's a great Rasika Vaishnava. I could not understand. I made fun of him. I fought with him. But now I understand how great he is. You should associate with him. You should give your association to him. Like that. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Prakashananda Saraswati, all Mayavadis, but they were delivered by the prayers of devotees. So yes, we should certainly pray for devotees, for Mayavadis to become devotees. Is that okay, Mataji? Taruni Radha Mataji? Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very nice Shastic
Hare
explanation.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
There is one quick question from Sugandha Mataji. Quick question. I heard mind is also a prostitute like Lakshahira, and we need to tell our mind, I will fulfill your desires after I do my chanting, and in this way neglect its demands. How else can we control our mind trying to distract us from chanting? Hare Krishna. Very true. Anyone who takes us, anything that takes us away from Krishna, because we belong to Krishna. Jivara Sarupa Krishna Nityadas. We belong to Krishna. Anything that takes us away from Krishna is like a prostitute. Because Krishna, Amara Pranapati. Krishna is our husband. So if we are taken away from Krishna by anything, that is like a prostitute and making us also into a prostitute. So yes, the mind can be controlled by two things. One is neglecting. Like Srila Haridas Thakur told Lakshahira, I will fulfill all your desires. All your desires will be fulfilled. What did Haridas Thakur mean? Not the illicit desires, but your heart will be so purified that all your spiritual desires will be fulfilled. What was she desiring? That Haridas Thakur should accept me as a guru, should accept me as a disciple and become my guru. So that desire Haridas Thakur fulfilled. So like that, we have to tell the mind, all your desires will be fulfilled, just wait. Let me do my Nam Bhajan. Let me do Krishna Bhajan. And then what will happen? The mind will develop spiritual desires. And by Krishna's mercy, they will be fulfilled. So first thing is, we have to neglect the mind and tell the mind, you wait, all your desires will be fulfilled. But what we mean is the spiritual desires. And second thing is, we can do to control the mind is to give the mind a better occupation, a higher taste. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinam rasovarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. In the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that if we have a higher taste, only then we can transcend the lower tastes. If someone is playing, when children used to play, what is that game called? Business. Or in America, they play Monopoly. Has anyone heard of Monopoly? Those board games that they play with fake money. So there is money, but it's fake money. But kids and even adults, they enjoy playing with those fake board games. It's fake money. But if someone gives you real dollars, real rupees, so there is a bundle of real dollars, $100,000, real dollars, and there is a bundle of Monopoly, fake money. Will you be attracted to this or will you be attracted to this? It's simple. If we know where the real substance is, we will be attracted to the real substance. But as long as we don't have access to real substance, we are engrossed in playing Monopoly and business with fake money. But when we have real substance, we are not attracted to this. If on the road there is a $100 bill that is lying down and there is a fake $100 bill from some board game, what will we be attracted to? What will catch our attention? It is the real. So real substance is Krishna. Krishna is the Vastava Vastu. Real substance is Krishna, and therefore, if we develop a higher taste, then we will not be attracted by the lower taste. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada gave us ISKCON, where there is singing, chanting, dancing, Harikatha, deity worship, so much beautiful discussions. Machitta madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tuschanti charamanti cha. And this is life. This is life. To come together and discuss Krishna Katha, do deity worship, read Bhagavatam, read Chaitanya Charitamrita, hear Harikatha, chant, sing, dance, Kirtan festival, and life goes on. This is real life. This is the higher taste. So we are way over time. There's one last question, Janki Mataji. How can one practice bhakti while anartha nivritti stage Also, how to deal when surrounded by people who are not supporting our practice. Anartha nivritti, we all have to deal with anartha nivritti. And anartha nivritti takes time, but we should develop. Srila Rupa Goswami says, Utsahat nischayat dhairya tat tat karma pravartanat. We have to have utsaha. We have to have confidence that we will make it. We will make it. And we should have enthusiasm, but we should also have dhairya. Utsahat nischayat dhairya. Utsaha means enthusiasm. Nischayat means confidence. And dhairya means patience, patience, patience. Yes, it takes time. For millions of births, we have been Krishna Bahirmukh. We have turned away from Krishna. Krishna bhulya se jiv anadir bahirmukha ataiva maya tare deha samsar dukha. Srila Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu declares in Chaitanya Charitamrita that anadir bahirmukha. We have been anadir bahirmukha. So therefore, Krishna is the Vastava Vastu. Wow. Requesting you to give. Somebody wrote, let me open the comment box. Shrimati Devidasi Mataji. Scriptural reference Vastava Vastu. This comes from the beginning, first chapter of Jaiva Dharma of Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur Mahashaya, whose appearance there was yesterday. Jaiva Dharma. Krishna is Vastava Vastu. Jaiva Dharma, first chapter. First or second chapter, beginning. So like that. So therefore, we have to Anartha Nivritti will continue. We have to have patience and just follow the process with faith that Srila Prabhupada has given. And Anartha Nivritti will happen. There are some do's and don'ts. We should never criticize anyone. We should follow the 4 regulative principles. We should remain in the association of devotees. If you do these things, then Anartha Nivritti will happen quickly. But we have to deal with that. It will, because for millions of lifetimes we have been away from Krishna and we have harbored these anarthas. It's going to take some time. And we should be willing to wait. Patience is a sign of surrender. Impatience is a sign of lack of surrender. If we have a servant who is very impatient, jaldi batao, kya karna, jaldi batao. The master will get fed up. A good servant means patient. Patience. We have to be shant. We have to be patient, yet enthusiastic and steadfast in our devotion. Anartha Nivritti will happen. When Krishna is pleased, then when Nityananda Prabhu is pleased, Ara kabe nitai chander karuna hoibe samsara vasana mura kabe tuchha be. Samsara vasana is the problem. Anarthas means what? We submit to the temptations. Samsara vasana kabe tuchha be. Samsara vasana will become tuchha, like it happened for the Goswamis. Tyaktva turnam ashesha mandalapati shrenim sada tuchhavat. It will become insignificant, tuchha, like fake money of monopoly. It will become tuchha when Nitai Kripa. Narottam Thakur is singing. Ara kabe Nitai chander karuna hoibe samsara vasana mura kabe tuchha be vishaya chadiya kabe shuddha be mana kabe amaheri bo Shri Vrindavan. And then we'll get to Vrindavan Dham. So yes, it's a process. It will take time. One lifetime is nothing. 20, 30, 40 years is nothing. When 20, 30, 40 millions of lifetimes we have been away from Krishna, even more. So let's be patient. Let's be enthusiastic. The process that Srila Prabhupada has given works. 100% works. We have seen examples. We have seen so many examples of devotees going back home, back to Godhead. Have you not? So it works. It works. So we just have to have confidence, enthusiasm to practice what Srila Prabhupada gave us, and patience. Like Srila Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj very famously would say, I will conclude with this. Srila Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj said that one day in 1977, towards the end of Srila Prabhupada's Leela, Srila Prabhupada called me and he told me, Bhakti Charu Swami, we have had so many lifetimes in this material world, on this Brahmanda. Srila Prabhupada writes on Jaladuta, Markine Bhagavad Dharma. No, the other song, Prayers to the Lotus Feet of Krishna. Ami tomar chira sathi, bhuliya mayara lathi, khaiyachi janma janmantare. Ami tomar chira sathi. Actually, I am your eternal servant, Krishna. Bhuliya mayara lathi. But by forgetting you, I am being kicked by Maya. Mayara lathi, khaiyachi. Lat kha raha hu. Ami tomar chira sathi, bhuliya mayara lathi. Khaiyachi janma janmantare. Janma janmantare. So birth after birth we have been in this material world, my dear Bhakti Charu Swami. This one life. This one life you give to Krishna and see what happens. And Srila Bhakti Charu Maharaj was saying that I promised Prabhupada, Prabhupada, this life is for you. This life I give you. Manasa deha geha jo kichu mor arpilu tua pade nanda kishore. And just see what happened. He became an acharya. Srila Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj became an acharya. Became guru. It is the perfection of life, perfection of evolution of a jivatma. To become completely surrendered to Guru and Gauranga and to give shelter to others. That whole journey, Srila Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj exemplified by this one principle of Guru Padashraya. Guru Padashraya. Surrender to the lotus feet of Shri Guru. So yes, the process works. We have so many evidences, so many examples. Srila Prabhupada gave so many moons to us, like Srila Giriraj Swami Maharaj writes in his book. So therefore, we should have confidence, patience, and enthusiasm. Utsahat nishchayat dhairyat, like Srila Rupa Goswami said. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Krishna Namananda Prabhu, we can stop here. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Madhubad Prabhu, good.
Thank you very much, Adi Gadadhar Prabhu. Dhanavad pranam August.
Hare Krishna Madhupati Prabhu. Dhanyavad pranam. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah. It's wonderful, nectarian to hear for our, it's a feast for our ears to hear wonderful katha about these wonderful, glorious devotees, Haridas Thakur, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and hearing from you was very nectarian. Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Dasosmi.
Adi Gadadhar Prabhu, thank you so much for blessing us with your divine words. Small real, I was thinking, just like Bhaktivinoda Thakur was a magistrate and he protected thousands and thousands of these devotees in Odisha and Navadvip from these mystic yogis. Our Adi Gadadhar Prabhu is a doctor and he's protecting and giving his divine healing so many thousands of people with his divine hands by giving them Krishna consciousness, by nurturing their souls, even when they come as patients to get a cure for the body. But you're following the footsteps of Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Murari Gupta and Chaitanya Leela. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. We're proud of you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, dear Devkinandan Prabhu. My humble obeisances to you, and please always keep me under your shelter. Hare Krishna.
Hare. Thank you, thank you.
Okay, Krishna Prabhu, we heard any other announcements? Or would you like to say something?
So tomorrow is a very auspicious day as well. Most auspicious day of Bhadra Purnima. It is also day of Srila Prabhupada taking sannyas. And it is also day of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's brother. So sannyas day also, Shankararanya, and he took the sannyas. So super auspicious day of Bhadra Purnima, where we should try to get Srimad Bhagavatam and try to give it to our parents and relatives, try to distribute whatever way we can take or distribute or give it to others, donate.